Disney's live-action Snow White movie is a movie that has been totally drowned in controversy ever since it was announced that Rachel Zegler would be playing the title character. Add to that the drama that Peter Dinklage added to the fire when he said that little people tend to only get cast in movies as little people, go figure. Taking all those things into account, this movie had a huge uphill battle to succeed because it is steeped to the brim in controversy. And because of all the controversy that this movie has around it, it's most likely not going to be given a fair chance by a lot of people. But I am not going to spend the entirety of this video talking about things that ultimately don't affect the story. As a matter of fact, I'm going to spend this video critiquing this movie like I would any other movie. I'm going to leave any preconceived biases I have out of the equation and just talk about the things that matter. So is this remake another dud in the list of Disney live action remake duds? Or is this movie something that stands out a bit more like The Jungle Book? Let's talk about Snow White. If one thing can be said about Disney, it's that they are a money-making machine. I am not just talking about the movies and TV that they do. That's probably, honestly, a small percentage of their income. Their true bucks are coming from Disneyland and Disney World. But don't quote me, I didn't look that up. I'm just assuming because their ticket prices are obnoxious. But at some point, somebody in an executive office, some kind of marketing team maybe, decided that they wanted to bring some of these classic stories that we all grew up with to the modern audience. I don't think it's a bad idea. Do you think most kids want to watch a cartoon from 1937 with very dated graphics? And believe it or not, you and I, most likely the people watching this video, we are not the modern audience. This movie is not made for people that are in their 40s, probably even in their 30s. This is a kid's movie. Something that, if people can remember, we all once were. Snow White stars Rachel Zegler, Gal Gadot, and Andrew Burnap. I'm not going to list all the 7 dwarves, that's just too many names, but you can easily look them all up. But while I am talking about the dwarves, let's jump into that right away because that has been a big point of conversation surrounding this movie. If you've seen the trailers for this movie, then you no doubt know that the dwarves in this movie are entirely made up of CGI. And yeah, real little people would have probably been awesome as well, but truthfully, I didn't have a problem with them being CGI because these CGI recreations look so much like the animated characters from the original movie, and it would have been really hard to pull that off. You would have had to have all kinds of makeup and effects, and I liked it. I wanted Dopey to have those big ears. I wanted those big, huge honking noses. And the CGI in this movie, I'm gonna be honest, I actually think it's quite good. Like the hair had a lot of details. I swear that hair looked real. It's the little things like the freckles. These are all the things that I think added to the effect and made it easier to stomach the fact that they weren't real people. And these voice actors all do a really solid job, and you can tell that they are all enjoying playing these very famous and iconic characters. That covers the CGI people. Now let's jump over to our 2 leading ladies. How do they do? Well, I actually think they both did very solid work. Rachel Zegler actually has a very good singing voice. I was a little concerned about it because I didn't really like the way she sang in that Hunger Games prequel movie, but that movie sucked all the way around. I don't think she's to blame or her singing, but it wasn't helping and it wasn't really giving me that super high enthusiasm for her singing in this movie. But I have to say, she really hits these notes quite well. Her voice is super pleasant to listen to, and I think she does a great job playing Snow White. She plays this character with dignity and grace, embracing the warmth and love that Snow White has always been meant to represent. This is a woman whose heart is totally pure and whose intentions are totally innocent. So yeah, count me out of the Rachel Zegler hate club. I didn't mind her at all in this movie. Gal Gadot, famous to everybody at this point for playing Wonder Woman, also does a fantastic job playing the evil queen. Like Rachel, she gets to sing her heart out and she never misses a beat. And you can see just in every single scene how much fun she was having bringing this over-the-top villain to life. You can see it, and that makes it fun for the audience as well. She's a little campy for sure, but that is not by accident. This is a Disney movie villain. She's an evil witch that gives somebody a poison apple. You've got to expect some camp with that because the story itself is campy. Andrew Burnap plays Jonathan, the prince of this movie, movie. Well, maybe not so much of a prince. He's a guy who kisses the dead body. It's kind of gross when you think about it. I don't know about your average person, but I know for sure when I have ever been to a funeral, there was not 1 second where I thought, what if I leaned in and kissed this corpse? But then again, I have also never lived in a world where magical animals can come and help you clean your house. Maybe we should all stop trying to shoo away the rats and the mice that are trying to get in. Maybe they're all just trying to help us clean. He and Rachel have pretty solid chemistry, and he manages to come off as likable enough for you to root for him, but I don't think you would call him Prince. If anything, he really reminded me of Flynn Rider from Tangled. Actually, I think he would have been well cast in that role as well. In terms of the music, I'm gonna be honest, I have probably not seen that original Snow White movie in 30 years, and that might even be optimistic. So I don't know what is new music and what is original music, but I liked the music in this movie. A lot of musicals, it feels like you can't really understand what the hell they're saying. They're doing blah, 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 and you hear the big numbers and you see all the sets and all the costumes, but at the end, I'm like, what are they saying? But in this movie, I understood all of the lyrics, and that was really cool. It added some depth and made me connect more to this movie's soundtrack. Snow White's core message has always been about looking past the outer beauty of somebody and looking into someone's soul, into their personality. What kind of a person are they? That's the true message of this movie. Because there are some really hot people out there that are not too bad to look at on the eyes, but once you get to know them, they are just downright nasty. And that's what the original movie and this remake is trying to teach you. Beauty is only skin deep, and what matters most is what kind of a person you are. It's something that I think is more relevant than ever, especially in this digital world where we're all just taking selfies and posting pictures of ourselves barely dressed. We are clearly becoming a very vain culture, and clearly morals and character are falling a bit behind. And considering the backlash that this movie has received, I would say the core message of this movie is something that many people probably need to learn. I think this movie works quite well. The performances are all top notch, the music is extremely catchy, and I really enjoyed this retelling of the story. Could there be less CGI? Sure. But this is also a fantasy world where big, huge castles and magical animals, at a certain point, some of that just has to be done with computer graphics. I think that we could probably build more sets and do things like that to make things feel more authentic. But at the same time, that costs a lot more money, it takes a lot more time, and studios are just simply not interested. So I think we need to quit raising hell every time we see a movie that's utilizing modern technology such as CGI, and start just accepting that it is easier and there is a time and place for it. But I'm not knocking any movie that wants to take its sweet time and make these sets and do all these things practical. I give high props to that, but also, don't judge the CGI too harsh. It's just easier. So all in all, I felt pretty positive about this movie. I know for sure I am not the target audience, but I still found things to enjoy about it. I think kids will love this movie quite a bit, and the adults, if they can stop letting their preconceived biases and their dedication to their childhood and how they think they felt back then, stop trying to relive a childhood mentality that you clearly cannot have as an adult. If you can do all those things, then you're going to enjoy this movie and you're going to have a good time with your kids, who I think are going to be having a great time with this movie. For me, this movie is an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I can't say I've enjoyed all the Disney live action remakes. I do see some of the complaints being a bit legitimate. For instance, I didn't think Mufasa, that prequel to The Lion King, was ultimately very necessary. I don't think it added anything, but this movie, I think, works out pretty well. The core message remains intact. The music is excellent, and I think that the cast and everybody put a lot of love into this movie, and I really hope it does well, but I think it's probably not going to because we have so much negativity surrounding it. So that's my thoughts on this movie. If you're gonna go see this movie, then go ahead and watch that trailer. Go into that movie knowing what you're going to be getting when you get into there. And don't complain when you see things that you saw in the trailer in the movie and think that somehow you were gonna feel different about it. If you didn't like the trailer, you're not gonna like the movie. If you didn't even see this movie, please shut the hell up. Nobody wants to hear your opinion. That's my thoughts on this movie. Please put your thoughts on this movie in the comments and let me know, what did you think of it? Did your kids enjoy it? Did you enjoy it? If you liked this video, please hit the like button so that I can know that you liked it. And if you want to hear more things from me, subscribe to this channel. Later.